Welcome back, everybody. The mission is to make it home alive. Might be a challenge. Got a fishing kit with me. Yeah, I have. Okay. Looks like we're probably going to have to swim at some point. Hi, Red Leader. How are you? You good? We did a mission last night and got a dragon off and a Winchester. So the aim now is to make it home at all costs. I don't really want to get... I've got no loot space, but I don't want to lose both these weapons. I'm going out with two good weapons at the same time is really, really stupid. But let's get home. If we can make it home, it doesn't matter. No space to store anything. That being said, if we reload that, got that there. Bring that to there. No, bring that down to there. Bin that off. Bring that down to there, that up to there. Take that down to there. Go that way. We can fit in one piece of beef. Which will save us having to fish. Let's be honest about this. And might be the difference between life and death. Now we know we're going to have to swim more than likely across the river at some point. So we might as well do it on our terms. So somewhere up here there is a door. We can then have a fire, get the heat buff, cook the fish, sorry, cook the steak, put the steak in our inventory. We've got meds with that one. Swim across the river. And then make our way home. As long as I can get the rifles home, I'll be happy. Because that'll be massive. And then our next task, maybe for tonight, depending on how long this takes, is to go to Trader with the other electronics we've got and buy a new pair of boots. Hi 92. Look at my toys. I hate the idea of having to swim the river, but we've got to do it at some point. So I reckon swim across and a fire up there maybe. Let's assess this. I've got a piece of steak now, so I don't need the fishing kit. Is there anything else I need to keep dry? Swap that for that. Swap those two. We can use that to light a fire with. That might be useful to light the fire with. That's ruined. Bring that out. I need to get that out. Good. Now get some bark in there. That works. I got mine off a survivor mission. That'll keep that dry. Eat that now. Oh, we're going to need to fire this side before we go. So the end of yesterday's video, it will show me getting it. I need to make a knife. Sharpen. We'll use the meat as a hot water bottle, in inverted commas. Two bits of bark. Move that up to there. Bring that down to there. Third stream, to be exact. That's a fair point, Restless. Yeah. Lots of streams yesterday. End of that one. Just here for a bit to say hello and drop a like on the stream. Thank you, mate. That's massively appreciated. Okay, mate, no problem. Understandable. So we're going to cook the meat up, guys, and use the heat to help us get across the river. Obviously, we'll eat it at some point, just not initially. We're going to have to swim the river at some point or take the long route, so it's going to be easier to swim here. It's a shorter distance for us to go to get home. Get a little boost to our sleep to get our stats up. Won't be a lot, but every little bit will help at the moment. Our bloods are going up, which is good. There we are. We're as warm as we're as asleep as we can be, based upon the time of day. Right then, we've got a plus symbol. Let's go. As I said, this is going to be cold. Can't rinse that out. That's damp. They're soaked, but they're only damaged. Let's wring them out. No, no chance at all. 92. It's a survival server built. You can get an Alice pack, but clothes are vanilla clothes, so it's hard. But it's meant to be. I want people to. People have all been saying how easy the other servers were, or how easy it was to gear up, and so I needed things to be harder. So they are harder. You know, I'm surviving without a backpack. Swimming that was stupid, but we didn't have a lot of choice. Now I need a stick. wherever we did this, it was going to be dangerous. Yeah, zombies are certainly harder. Not massively. I haven't upped them. They are vanilla. Come on, game. Quicker, Goblin, quicker. You just have to pick what you're doing. There is vehicles on this one if you can get to them. That off to dry. 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 I'm hoping they're not ruined. No. Dry. Good. Now, hopefully, I'll get the warmth in enough time to keep me alive. Down jacket, reasonable trousers, a good hat, a good face covering. That's half the battle. Lots of fires. Build a base somewhere that means you can get to it reasonably easy. Pick your routes. Build up meds. Get a vehicle if you can. Or make things not easy, but achievable. Dry. 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 How's my fire? Soon be out. Try and boost that quicker. That didn't work very long. Dry. Dry. Right, it's out, so we'll have to go with it. It's hard to get 2 pluses. Very hard. Very hard. I've had it twice. But really hard, I agree. Yeah. About warm, yeah. This bit down here. Really difficult. My next thing is boots, is get home and then get to Trader, sell some stuff and buy some boots. Because having a couple of pairs of good boots in base would make life so much easier. A couple of pairs of pristine jungle boots to be able to cycle through when you need them. And if we see a cow on the way home, we will tap it. Put that away and that away. We could get 2 bits of steak if we see something big. I think we have made it now. I've got used to making harder servers now. So now it's about enhancing the quality of the server. Now I know how to make them hard. Now it's about making it so you've got some good mods on there. I'd like in the future to have a fridge on the server that you could run with a battery to preserve food. Because I think that would be quite nice. People have a fridge in their base with a car battery, length of wire, and turn the fridge on and it will keep meat safe for longer. I think that would be a quite useful mod to have. And there is a mod out there that does it. Not this wipe, future wipes. I like the storage mod we've got here. The fact that you have to make your own is really good. There's the airfield. You know, now I know we've got no food in base. But getting these rifles home is more important than food. You should never take out, on a server like this, 2 good quality weapons. 1 good quality weapon. And I had to throw away a shotgun. Well, I ran out of ammunition trying to get these 2. It was quite a hard fight against Zeds to get where I am. Restless that was on earlier, guys. He's our media officer on the server and produces amazing content. And the server in question, there's some information on the screen now. Yeah. Yeah, if I die, but I've managed to get both rifles home, that's brilliant. It's not brilliant, but it's doable. Next time, yeah, getting them home and deciding which one to take out. I'll probably take out the Dragunov and leave the Winchester at home, because I'm better with semi-automatic and I've got a change of mags. Yeah. Oh, there are doors. There are little doors around the place. The doors are awesome. Just got to find them. There's more than one. I think my... Yeah. Well, see, if you've got a vehicle, there's only one way to travel. But if you're on foot, you might have to swim, but there are ways. Even doing things like I've put the markers on, like for your home or whatever. Once you've got a base and you put once you've got a map and you put a marker on, but it doesn't show you how far away from it you are. So you get the quality of life of a marker, but you don't know how far. So it's harder to judge until you know the land. I like that. Oh, disconnection error. You're about to get a server crash. Give me a second. That was a hell of a server crash. Just going to try and fix it, guys. Coming back up now, guys. We'll make it home. As long as we don't meet people that are armed. No, Stanima. Hi, Ashes. How are you? Trying to make it home before our boots go ruined with the guns that we got yesterday. It's not the easiest of pushes. We got no food at home, but we've got the ability of making fire, so we'll have to go out fishing once we've got home. Right then, through the lake, out the other side. Miss the farm because it's full of Zeds. About 2 minutes. I'm here. Home is here. Then we can sort our lives out and then go fishing. Repair some clothing. Can't repair footwear, but we can think about looking for the stuff to help get us to a point of being able to repair footwear at least. We need some more leather. And we need some lime. Because we have to make cured leather. So we can then... And then you basically use that to make what you need to make. Make a leather repair kit. Screwdriver and cured leather. We'll make a leather repair kit. And then we can repair the boots that we've got. And then we're going to sort our lives out and search this place completely. Get as many good resources as we can. We need more meds. We could do with bandages. We've got one bandage in camp unless we've been raided. Thanks, 92. Oh, right then. Thank God for that. Okay, so next thing, I need an axe because we need some wood. I need to get a fire on. I've got a technical support question I might need to answer. Okay, I haven't. That's good. Right, that's fire sorted. Let's drop off meds. Drop off spare water bottle. Because we've got that one now that we can use. We'll move the colt up. Axe needs to be dropped off. They'll need to be purified. That can be dropped off over there. That's meds, that's knife. That we'll take with us. We're not going far. We'll keep it back here. Don't need both stacks. We don't need the ice axe because that's too valuable to lose. Okay, so we're taking out the Colt. Got a good Colt mag? We haven't, but if we take the silencer off that, leave the Colt behind, take out the FX45, that's pristine. FX45 spare mag, there, that'll do. And that's 45 ACP, so we'll take out some new ammo for that. So that's coming with us. That needs purifying. That dealt with. Sewing kits. Need to leave that behind somewhere. Uniform. That's that sorted. Right then, that can come up to here. So we're going to need some sort of knife with us. Reluctant to take that because it's a bit shit. Don't really want to take those. We're going to need food, aren't we, when we're out there? So part of this trip we're going to have to go fishing. Where's our other fishing rod? That's a good one. Okay. That got a hook on it? Yeah. So that's fish sorted. Bring that up and that up. If we're taking that, we don't need... That's fine. Oh, paper. Save that. Can't risk losing that. Now I want to keep my jungle boots here, really. Hi, elk. Running damaged badly. They're just damaged, so they're the ones we'll wear. I need a face mask because we're going to be rummaging through bins. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see if we can get some sleep. And then we're going to go and search the town. How are you, elk? Okay, sleep done. Let's go get some zombies. Okay. And tuning in for a bit of Goblin Z at the same time. So thank you for being here. Oh. What's that, crash? No, just a little bit of a lag spike. Always get one there. Rented server. That's the only one I seem to get. So I can sort of live with it. Dead man's click. That was stupid. You can't hear me. Other people can. Oh, another water bottle. Thanks, Red. Alright, should we go fish first so that spot is filled up? Go do some fishing. Did it not? There it is, different hole. Okay. That's ruined. Meh. Now we're resource searching. We've got dinner. Massive. So all we're doing is we're just gathering resources, guys, to make our next trip easier. And we're already freezing. We won't be searching much more before we go home. Soon we'll start to lose health. I was hoping to get metal. Can't believe I'm already cold. I've got a surgical mask on rather than the shamag. That was stupid. Yeah, I know you're cold, Goblin. Right, let's go home, fire blue tin, get a fire on, cook these fish. Massive. I needed that. That's going to make life so much better. That burlap sack is going to make a massive, massive difference. Really happy with that as a find. Rucksack making time once we've warmed up and had food. We have a plan. Actually, we have a couple of plans, to be perfectly honest. That can just go on the floor for the moment. Let's get some heat on in here. That will live forever, so we'll leave that as emergency food here. use for that. Okay. So, ammo. Fucking weather. Already cold. Need long sticks. I need a collection of them. There we go. Life improves. It's just little things. 35 slots rather than 25. That is massive. Look at all that extra space. Right, let's eat some food. fullest we've ever been, I think. Three. Might need another couple. Hi, Phil. Actually, if we break the rope out of there, I don't know if this plan will work. I'm about to find out. How are we doing on wood in there? Still got 3 left. It won't let me put it inside. That's such a shame. Oh, it will. Excellent. Right, will. I've never built the shelter version. What else does it need? No idea. Okay. We'll worry about that another day. Let's get warm. So I'm playing this server. My own, basically. But it's a hardcore, not impossible, but a hardcore survival server. Solo. Small flags, less loot. Everything spawns in damaged. You need to find a map for M to work. And then, yes, you can set a waypoint if you wish to. Livonia. A few custom areas. A couple there. The trader that's useless, and a wall right along the river, basically. Otherwise, -5 day, -15 nights, everything spawns in damaged. Severe lack of food, but more animals. PvP fully allowed. There we go. The quick rundown. So, what is the requirements for this? Worry about that at a later date, I think. Right, we've eaten. We should really get that eaten as well. Because food is so rare. You bastard game. Thank you. How's that doing for logs? Probably okay, actually. Okay, so our next trip out. We'll take the FX45. I need... I would say I need an ice axe, but can I risk lose? That one's going to be... takes up a lot of space. That'll do. We should take a radio with us. For missions. And we should take an emergency glow stick for night time. Red because it's safer. That's that side dealt with. Right, we need to take one of those to sell. Because that should buy us a good pair of boots. We're going to need a fishing kit, which is that, hooks from out there. That can go in there actually for fire lighting. A piece of rope, yeah. Wood we can use, that we can use, that we can use, that's fine. I need another pair of trainers because they are now badly damaged. So a set of them. It's good. That's 50. That's good. Right, and we need to decide on which rifle we're taking as well. Actually, we've got a fishing rod, so we could take that fishing rod with us. Already got a bad hook. We can take some of those. Actually, no. We've got a spare hook, so we'll take that. Take what's left of that sewing kit. We'll take our emergency cure everything pills. We've got that and disinfectant, that's fine. Emergency knife there. We'll leave the emergency knife behind. We'll take the repair kit. That's that sorted. Right, which rifle should we take? The Winchester. And seven spare rounds of 308, sorry. Fine, we need some more 45 ACP. That's sorted. Anything to drop off? That's got to be dropped off because that's fire lighting. Let's get some of this organised. Okay, let's see if we can get some sleep before we go out. That's all right. That's good. We're bringing the rope, aren't we? We don't need to. Okay, rope can be left behind. Anything else we need to bring with us? Probably not. That one. And before we go, anything that needs repairing, repair now that lets us. I don't think we can repair that with that, can we? No. We've still got the shemag somewhere. That'll be a no. That's a shame. Wherever we threw that away to, that was really... no, padded gloves. Wherever we threw the shemag away to was really, really stupid. Okay. I'd say we're pretty ready. Fishing rod goes there. We can cut ice out of holes. We can eat that now. Okay, so we have to get a trader, but we'll need to go to the bridge to cross. Come on. Why are you not fucking showing up? It is 3D. Delete the bridge. Oh. Let's try again. Bridge. I want it to be a 3D marker. Red. Create. Ah, there we are. Bridge is over there. It's good, good. That's that sorted. We got no meds with us. Hit K to make all markers visible. Thank you. I was just being stupid and I should know. Do I have meds with me? I think we do. This is one of those. Yeah. Keep those for an emergency. I'm going to sell that at the trader and buy some boots that aren't bloody damaged. Right then. Here we go. Trip to trader. Because boots is our next major problem and trader's the only way to get a pristine pair. So that's the obvious next thing to do. time is it on the server? Because that makes a difference of 10 o'clock. Okay, that's fine. It's going to start getting colder from 12 as we head towards night time. And obviously we're moving down the map or up the map, depending on how you look at it, because it's live. So it's going to get colder as we get past the river. But where we're going is the easy crossing point because of the wall that nasty goblin built when he set the server up. So I do play my own server. The only difference between me and other people is I don't raid. Because obviously I know where all the bases are. So I don't get involved in raiding. And I stream everything I do on the server. So you guys can see that I'm not using admin rights to my advantage. Apart from sometimes some base building shit. Rather than just sit there and watch me organise barrels. Which is really boring. But when I do play the server, it's always on stream. And it's a hardcore survival server. It doesn't feel so, it's not as hard as some. It's certainly harder than vanilla. I try to get the balance to a level where it is hard, but it's not impossible. And it's solo. You can't team up on here. Kill on site fully allowed. Raiding. Base building. All that malarkey. We have some custom areas. So trader, which is PvP zone, as is everywhere. Research centre. Weapon storage bunker. And dam bunker, wherever it is, over here, has been turned into a solo bunker, so you don't need someone else to help you complete it. We have loot crates on here. You need a map in your hand, in your inventory, for M to work. You need an ice axe to cut holes in ponds to fish. Everything spawns in ruined, sorry, not ruined, damaged or worn or below, basically. Nothing is pristine, apart from what you buy from Trader and what you spawn in. Trader sells clothing and buys electronics off you. And very expensively sells code locks and nails. But no food, no weapons, no ammo. Vehicles are on the map. There's 3 total Humvees that spawn in parts. So if you find a Humvee, you probably need to build a garage and you need to gather all the bits. Or buy them from Trader. So the wheels and batteries and things. But that's it, basically. We've got about 10 people. No, actually, we're up to 15 people that play on a regular basis now. It's getting better. Survivor missions, which is where I got the Winchester and the Dragon off from. Key for airfield. It's a gas zone, so forget that. Spare pair of gloves will always take. You can make leather repair kits and gun cleaning kits on here, and sharpening stones if you get the right tools. And if you want to see good content made on here, then Restless, who plays the server, is our media officer and makes some amazing videos of the server. And all our trailers for the server as well, which go out on my YouTube. No. Yes. Yes, actually. They probably won't make it there and back, but we're doing this to buy a pair of boots. Or 2 pairs of boots, best case scenario, and get them both back to camp. Because 2 pairs of pristine boots in camp would be amazing. And I stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday I work a long day, so it's a non-stream day. And Thursdays, sometimes I just take a rest. Everything on the server has a use. So everything's worth keeping, but with between a 50 and 70% nerf of loot, it's hard going. And we're on the road to 700 subs. I also play high tier, high hardcore PvP servers as well with a team. Though the server that we're mainly focused on at the moment is currently waiting for a hardware upgrade, so I'm putting more time into Goblin Z at the moment, or Goblin Z, depending on where you are in the world. But yeah, that's it. My name's Goblin. Pleased to meet you all. If you're enjoying the content, please drop me a like, make a comment if you wish, and a sub would be massively appreciated. Is that a bale or an animal? Bale. Probably be streaming tonight for another hour. As I said, Wednesday's a long day, so it's nice to have just some non-streaming time before bedtime. wary of our footwear that will at some point ruin. Which is why we've got so much of it. And we're slowly making our way towards the bridge and then onto Trader. Hi Shane. I've got a Winchester. I've actually got a Dragunov at home as well. But I'm happy with that. How are you? So we did a survivor mission yesterday and got pristine weapons out of it, which is so nice. Five doors deep. Well played. I'm only 2 doors deep. But well played. Really well done. But obviously I'm not going to raid people. So. But 5 doors is good. You're pretty much unraidable at 5 doors. I mean, you're not unraidable. Someone could bring a Humvee over full of explosives and take 1 door at a time, but you're pretty much there. But it's a nice level of hard now, isn't it? It's not impossible. When you first start off, it's hard going. That first hour is a bit of a grind. Finding leather repair kits up north is really difficult, but that's life. I chose to live up here. And now I've got loot spawning again after the little mishap yesterday. It'll be even easier to find stuff. Or not loot, loot on zombies. I put a backward slash in the wrong place in the code. Yeah, once you get the clothes, it's not too bad. Yeah, because I added another 7, I think, key card rooms or key crates yesterday, and the keys to go with them, and I put the keys into zombie spawn, and by putting that slash in the wrong place, it just killed it. It happens. And when I ran last night, I recognised there was a problem, and then when I got up this morning, I thought I'd fix it, and I found so many errors with the code that I needed to wait till I got home from work to fix it. I had to locate each of the bits that I'd done wrong and repair them, or put the slashes back in the right place. This happens. But there's more crates now and more keys, so you've got more stuff to find and do. The problem now is for anyone, you get your base established, but if you die, you're back in that initial nightmare period of having to gear up to get home, because no one's living on the river that I know of. I haven't checked people's bases yet. I haven't done that, run that code. I have a program, or part of the back end of the server allows me to see where everyone's flag is, how many code locks they have, how many doors, how many windows, how many floors, what items they've got under flag protection, like barrels and things like that. Yeah. And I hope the descriptions are better this wipe than last time. So the key I just found says airfield jail. Well, there's 2 airfields, so you've got to find the right airfield, and then you need to find a jail cell. So it's not an exact building, but at least you understand that when you find it, that's where it will be. We are going to need a fire. Now, there's normally a few zombies here, isn't there? So yeah, I got a pistol, Dragunov, silencer and Winchester out the survivor mission, and I didn't even go for it. It said you've entered mission area, and then I saw a down C-130 with a load of zombies and fought my way inside, got the gear and fought my way out. But 3 pristine weapons and a shed loads of ammo was well worth it. And I've just got a burlap sack, which I'm over the moon with, because I've been living with a shoulder bag. Hi, Paul. Disappointing room. So we're slowly making our way to Trader because we want to get some pristine boots, and we've got a circuit board for sale. Because I'm fed up with surviving on bad quality footwear. This is actually a good house to live in. You block off one of them and build a wall across here. Build a wall that way. So you've got a door there. Build something at the top. You've got lots of space and just live upstairs. That'll do. Yeah, it's electronics that he wants, and he'll sell clothing, and very expensive code locks and very expensive nails. But he'll buy electronics off you. So circuit boards and PlayStations and games and Game Boys and Game Watches. Doesn't pay a lot for them. Pays more for the circuit boards than anything else. And will sell you clothing. Of course, it's pristine. And vehicle parts. No ammo, no food. There's a well there. Eventually there'll be a quest board there once I've worked on the code this weekend. Hopefully I can get it working. Well, I know it works. I've just got to balance it. So, and make some of the quests repeatable. I want 10 quests. And then 2 daily quests and 1 weekly quest that's repeatable. But I want to make the daily and weekly harder. And that'll be for hunting. And then I want to put in 5 weekly quests that are for killing zombies. So like kill 100 zombies and get something. But make it worthwhile. Maybe kill 100 zombies and get a code lock. or a choice of a box of nails or a co-lock for every 100 zombies killed. Something like that is what I want to put in there. And then you'll go to the trader to hand the mission in and pick them up. Okay, we need to go along the river. That's the aim anyway. That's what we're aiming to do. And then you can kill them anywhere on the map. And then that'll be on there permanently then, no matter what server we're playing. What wipe, we'll have that quest board in place. Because it doesn't... Once I've got the quest working, they don't say you have to go here to do this or here to do that. It will be, you need to kill that many somewhere on the map. And then the rewards for the killing animals will be ammunition or sharpening stone. You know, potentially a key. I just want little quests that are achievable. You know, bring me 5 bear steaks, and for that he gives you 5 tins attack back. Would be amazing. Would have a reason to hunt bears. Where are they? There they are. We do have a fishing pole with us, so we can eat en route. But we're not ready to eat yet. Lucky shots. Take your time, isn't it? It's that sort of server. Well, I've got a pistol. We might as well make use of it. Massive. I never thought chlorine tablets would be so important. Oh, come on. Always search the top of Humvees. Spawn point for them is on the roof. And in here, always check the tables. So it's a good find. We're going to need another fire soon. And we're going into blizzard conditions. But there's a house up there, isn't there? If I remember rightly. There. Yes, I'm learning to have more confidence with my targeting using short-range pistols. Then I'll move up calibers to increase my confidence of taking a shot. Good show, Goblin, good show. Thank you. I don't like using pistols, but on this server, because when I play full-on PvP servers, I don't want to fucking, I want to hip fire this, don't I? When I'm playing full-on PvP, pistols are shit. Let's be honest. Which is I play 50% of my time on, probably more than that. But a server like this, a pistol with a silencer is massive. Another sellable. I hear a sheep. Or a goat. Where the fuck was it? Want to go and see my pet bear? Ah, that'll be easier. Go and see my pet bear. Hi, Boo Boo. How are you, mate? That makes sense. Using the right weapon for the job, getting better at using them. Someone logged out in here. That's why they've lockpicked the door shut. So if he fucking spawns in front of me, he's getting a 308 through the head. And I know I'm not hungry at the moment, but these will keep me warm. And then when I am hungry, we'll have food. Yeah, that's what I got yesterday, as well as the Dragonov off that mission. It had a Dragonov in one case and a 70 in the other, with ammo and scope. Yeah, pet Boo Boo. Yeah, so I left the Dragonov at home and I brought out the 70. And the pistol with silencer that I got out of there, the FX45. Those survivor missions are so worth it. You won't always get weapons. You might get food, but it'll all be pristine. You might get clothing, you might get tools. You won't ever get keys, because I've not put them in there. but it's a good way of getting weapons. Really good way of getting weapons. All tools, all rucksacks, all clothing, and the stuff that you get out of them will always be pristine, which is nice. So there's a risk and then a reward. Yeah. I mean, I'm carrying a radio now. There's even one where you have to deliver drugs. You'll get a grid reference of a location with a car. It will spawn in the car. You'll get a load of drugs that you have to drop off at another location, and when you drop it off, then you get rewarded. And you have to drive the car over the map to this garage and put it in a garage, and when you get within the drop-off point, but when you find the garage, it will be locked in the garage, so you have to bash the door down with something, or lock pick it, unpick it. Yeah, now I know how it works. I'll keep my eye out. Oh, 100%. You want to gear up and make good content. It's a nice way for creators to have something to do that would look good and work well for... You know, from your perspective, when you're producing stuff on here, going off on one of those and completing it would nearly give you an episode as near as damn it. You know, by the time that you've had the radio signal, you've got there, you've dealt with it, and you've extracted, you're probably going to have a good 15-minute video out of it, or 30-minute video. You're on console, aren't you, Paul? I'm thinking. So the radios for you guys are really important. On here, they're used for. On here, we're using them for survivor missions. So occasionally, it will come up on the left-hand side, and it will say, "Tune in to the radio to a certain channel to pick up a mission." And even when I get the quests working restless in the hub, in the trader hub, they've been able to go there and pick up a kill 100 zombies for something useful. Yeah, PlayStation. I talk to people and I remember that you're on console. Looks like we're all getting another map this year, though. Potentially as DLC, obviously. Looks like we're going to get a desert map. And whereas I'm not overly interested in the desert map, I'm interested in the fact that I can then have sandstorms and turn maps to be boiling hot. That interests me. I know they're in discussion, I believe, with both Sony and Microsoft about bringing mods to console, but you won't get the same mods PC has because you don't have enough storage space. Because on consoles they have a very small amount of space that they allow you to have mods in. So if it's granted, it will probably be more controlled than the version of mods that we get. So there'll be mods that are approved as well, because obviously there's certain things that say Sony and Microsoft wouldn't want on their consoles, whereas the PC community is allowed to get away with whatever they like. But you can use keyboard and mouse on console, can't you? On some servers, or is that just Xbox? Or was it? I know you can use. There are servers for keyboard and mouse. I don't know how it would work. I think I watched. Did you put out a video the other week, Paul? Did I mention it yesterday that I'd watch you? Sure you did. It amazes me when you guys are on console and you open up your inventory and you're like going click, 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 click. I want that one. Yeah. I just like, whoa. Whereas for us, it's really quick. It is a different skill set. I use a Turtle Beach Recon headset. I use the mic, but I'd like to use radio to have knowledge of how to use them in a large team. Eventually, presuming is where a radio each would help. Yeah, so the radios have distance. So in very basic terms, turn radio on, change the frequency so everyone's on the same frequency, and then one of the push to talk buttons will allow you to talk over the radio, and then anyone that's on the same frequency can hear you. In very basic terms. And the big radios in some buildings, there's some buildings on camp that have like big headsets, massive radios in. If you power them up, they can be heard over the whole map if someone tunes in on the radio. So say you were playing a PvP or roleplay server and you built a base on one of the radio stations, you could become a trader and you could advertise to everybody that had a radio turned on, come here, come to so and so and so and so, I'm currently selling boxes of 556 for a box of nails, sort of thing. Yeah, and that's basically how you do it. So just don't go for a frequency you don't think anyone else is using, because other teams otherwise will go, oh, someone's talking, and listen in. And people will scan the frequencies. So if you've got a team, you need to think of maybe some code words. Right? Maybe you wouldn't say, I'm now going to alter. You might say something, you might call alter something different. Go into position A1. Now I know here there's a burning tank because I put it in. So if we get to the burning tank, I can get a heat buff without having to light a fire. I love my wall. Bitch of a fucking thing to build. As Restless will understand. Restless is our media officer, guys. So if you're not subbed to him, please drop Restless a sub. Produces some amazing content on Goblin Z, and also produces our trailers for the server. Does play, doesn't base build, so it's all adventures. Louise, if you're on console, good luck, man. I have 6,000 hours and never made contact on a radio. Welcome. Sorry, Louis. My mistake. Welcome, Louis. Welcome. Downside of having 4K is I'm like squinting at my spare screens to see what people's names are. So I do apologise. That's alright, Restless. It's certainly a different experience on PC than it is on console. I'm not anti people playing on console. I think we're all part of the same community. It's just PC gets a different experience than console does. But then console gets a different experience than PC because you get a vanilla experience that most PC servers aren't. And when people do give you modded servers with very small modded, they've worked very hard to make them. Because it has to be done within the code or within DayZ editor a little bit, depending on if you save it as a JSON. But you have to work on then how much RAM are people going to use up. You don't want to have too many edits. I mean, there's a version of DayZ expansion that will work on console. But it's basically giving some upgrades to buildings. That sort of shit. Most dangerous crossing point on the map this is. Because this is the one that everybody knows about. We don't need to. How's our footwear? We're still surviving on badly damaged. But we stayed off roads. We've not run over any rocks. Yeah, I know you're cold, Goblin. I know. I know this isn't a gas zone. This is a designated spooky area. Which is why we got the mist in. And at night, you'll get some weird going-ons in here. Nine mil suppressor. We'll fucking take that. Let's get a free heat buff. And I've done this on purpose. They're not all over the map, but they are around here. You've got bonfires all over the map that you can use for heat buffs to help you. But a couple of vehicles here just to help when you're crossing. And my submarine. second heat buff. We don't need to be anywhere near this town. Push past it. Yeah. So it depends on the server. If you play on PC, if you play the high pop PvP servers, base building, raiding, it becomes very, very toxic. And I play those as well as this more survival side. So this is my own server. It's a solo server. We don't allow teams on here. Obviously it is modded. It's made harder. People don't overly... Well, they don't run together. They're not allowed to. We don't have any chat turned on. It is a PvP server. So this, you wouldn't expect... I wouldn't expect toxic people on here because it's too hard for toxic people to want to be here. They want to kill you easily and then brag about it. So if you play a hard server, you lose the toxicity. But some of the top 10 servers in the world that I play at times, PvP servers, they're very toxic environments. But I just turn chat off because I stream them. So the last thing I need is some of the language they use appearing in chat. Because it wouldn't... once I hit 1,000 subs and YouTube start to assess whether I can be monetized on an advert level, I can't risk having anything that causes a problem. But the experience of coming to PC DayZ is amazing because there's so much choice. I mean, I'm not going to do it because, you know, so on this server, one of the things I have, just simple things like clothing, you can rip up with your hands to turn into rags. Very simple mod. Feels to me like it should be in the game. Even being able to set waypoints. But I've set it so you have to find a map before you can do it. I could have just had it straight in, working. Something that I do on here that you can... Well worth it, yeah. Something I do on here that does work on console is I have zombies that will blow up. Certain zombies, when you kill them, will blow up. So you get a suicide zombie, literally. So we're trying to get to there. I'm not going to set a waypoint. Because I don't like... If I die, until I get a map, again, my waypoints will stay. So having the bridge crossing as a waypoint and having home as a waypoint makes sense. But everything else I can do just on rough sense of direction. No, I'm going this way until I find what I'm looking for. The thing is with PC is you pay more for the PC, but games are cheaper. Consoles, you pay less for the console as a whole. Not when they're new, but you do. But games are more expensive. But I would say it's worth it. But if you've never gamed on a PC before, it will be a hell of a learning phase. Right, we need to be going in, yeah, that direction. So we head toward moon on our right. We could do with eating a little bit, I think. And some of the base building mods on PC just blow vanilla base building out of the water. Even simple things like that, you've entered the town and that's what time it is. To help your navigation. I run a mod on here that makes all the weapons have the correct name. It's a quality of life mod. It doesn't change the game. But I hate picking up a Glock. It's a Glock. I want it called a Glock. That's not my zombie. They're not mine. They're too spaced out. I have company. That zombie's running. No, it's not. Yeah. It's such a shame. PC is a different ball game completely. If you do come across, because I've been running servers now for 2 years, and you like something a little bit harder, or even if you want to join the Discord, because we've got some console players in there, you're more than welcome. Somebody's in the area. Zombies spawn at 300 meters and start off in a really small cluster, then space out. So if you find zombies that are already spaced out, they didn't spawn for you. Unless server owners change how that works, but that's vanilla. Yes, you can use a controller. It is a little bit harder to use a controller, though. You have to remap a lot. Oh, fuck. Now it's starting to get cold. I really don't have the storming buildings thing. Anyone got a fire on? This is the downside of my server. It's like, it's now cold. I had a friend that came across to, not here, came across to Fallout after having played it on console. And it took her about a month to get used to a keyboard and mouse. And then she's like, I'll never go back now. I'm looking for smoke. They're not triggered. Right, we'll move around the town. It's difficult, isn't it? It's like... And I'd nerf loot so much that... And people need fires so often that you'd expect to see a fire now. Unless someone's got a base here. But we do need a fire ourselves. But we are going to be logging out in 9 minutes, so we'll probably move on and then have a fire on Thursday when we come on. If we do come on Thursday or Friday. Tomorrow I'll be working a long day. So I won't be streaming tomorrow. It's now coming up to 9 PM UK. And I need to start work at 6 in the morning. And tomorrow is a 14-hour day every Wednesday. So I need to get a good night's sleep tonight. Operation Get a New Pair of Boots is prolonged for another couple of days. Yes, Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings will be from now on. I did so well streaming when I was off for the long weekend, streaming early mornings, that Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings I will be streaming. I have no UK competition in the mornings, so it makes sense to stream it. So yeah, so I did a stream last week in the morning where I ended up with 187 people watching me. I did another stream where 55 people were watching me. I picked up from the 187 people, I picked up 10 subs, which is massive at my level. So streaming early mornings, weekends makes a lot of sense. Wait. Right, guys, I'm going to find somewhere in here to lie up. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for the chat. I hope to see you all again soon. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content and the chat, a sub would be massively appreciated. Remember, if you have a goblin in your sight,